Hello there, everybody. Welcome to Fragments of Loss, our Rangers of a Broken World, basically playtest campaign as we are testing out one of the newest iterations of Rangers of a Broken World. The system is not fully available for sale yet, but it's been a nice development from its original form of Heroic Chord. My name is Angela Mogrovejo Bosch. I use she, they pronouns, and I am going to be your conductor for this evening and the rest of the series. Before we get into anything else, I just want to give a quick note to everyone that this is a charity stream and basically a charity campaign. We have been working for quite a long time to give support to Trans Lifeline, and if you are able and willing to contribute some amount to the campaign, you are able to give a small little benefit to our group of players, who sadly tonight will not be joined by Amber as she'll be out just for this evening, but she will be back next week and joining us for what will certainly be a very dramatic continuation of what happens after today, for there are some interesting things I have planned for today. But if you choose to give, like I said, you can give some really helpful little things like rerolls, automatic crits, or even allowing the entire party to choose to ignore gaining blur to all invoke their special abilities to help one another, which can be very big during some critical moments. So, want to get that out of the way, and also note for content warning that this series has in general dealt a lot with themes of war, empire, environmental loss and damage, and very much dealing with mental health. One of the main mechanics of this game refers to scatter, that is effectively this game's version of dissociation. If any of these kinds of themes are something that you feel might not be something you can handle at this time, please feel free to turn away from this actual play. No show is worth your mental health. But with all of that out of the way, before I get into my usual thing of a recap and giving the nice episode title for my players who haven't already seen it on the overlay and such, I'm gonna go around clockwise around the overlay and start with Sebastian to introduce yourself and who you'll be playing.
All right, hello, I'm Sebastian. I use they, them pronouns. I'm playing Keldrinith, the beckoning infiltrator, who also uses they, them pronouns.
Fantastic. And passing it on over to the always wonderful Gena.
Hi, I'm Gina. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Adestia, who also uses she, her pronouns. And she is a windswept cavalier, which means I am accompanied with my cloud elk friend, Ransor.
Fantastic. And the always chaotic and always adored Mirm.
Hi everybody, my name is Mirm. I use she, they pronouns, and today I'm playing our volcanic tracker, Wea, who uses they, them pronouns.
Wonderful. So now we are going to get into our recap, which is actually not going to be too long, as a lot of it was just the entire party going, hey, we all needed to talk to our deities for a minute and get ourselves sorted out for where we're at with everything. And everyone has a lot of either very deep or very clear cut thoughts and emotions about how they feel about the current situation, especially with the group's current traveling partner, Sarah, effectively a host, an automaton host, and humanoid construct to a mass of essentially the lingering consciousnesses and horrors of centuries old war and conflict between two respective empires that existed on Amalta before the cataclysm occurred. That was a lot. It was not helped by the fact that she seems unaware of the current state of her ward, one by the name of Celis, who the group presumably understands is probably dead, but has not told her about this fact yet. And so the group is now trying to figure out how best to manage the situation as they've made their way to Rimehold, very carefully managed to avoid a situation with a local horror given the name The Visage, a variety of very humanoid looking masked masks that have clumped around a humanoid shape and just sort of linger and bring in people with charm and seduction. The group managed to avoid this without too much difficulty and have finally made their way during nighttime into Rimehold proper. And so that is where we pick up episode 9, Bear Witness to History. So, Keladrinus,
Yes.
you, as far as you're aware, have a contact here who might be of some use to trying to get information that might help you for your current predicament that you find yourselves in.
I do, yes. I should. I should look up Thea.
Yes. Thea
Which,
is definitely the kind of person who is a little hard at times to track down. So I would say this would either come down to a roll, or this would take this will be a roll if you want this to be an expedited process, or if you're willing to risk being out at night for a little bit of time, it will not require a roll.
I would like to actually use my direct line ability to just send her a message.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That is your that's the blur ally ability that you
Yes,
have.
it
Yes.
is. It means that I can gain a blur and send a message.
All right. What would you like the contents of this message to be?
Hello, Thea. It's Keldrineth. I'm back in Rimehold. I would love to pay you a visit. Where can I find you?
You get the most terse, most almost taciturn description of a local bar that is known to still stay active during the night, which is dangerous because a lot of folks in Rimehold try to avoid any activity during nighttime because of what can come up in the streets.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, but there's also some folks who are like, like fuck it, like fuck it, we ball. Like,
There is always at least one person in wherever you go that thinks that has the perspective of, fuck it.
yeah. And some people who are just like, I'm built different, but for whatever reason, I think they're all valid for thinking that way. Okay, great. I'll turn to my companions and say, all right, who wants a drink?
Never turn one down.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, my contact is at a bar, so
Oh, sweet.
yeah. Let's go quietly and carefully to this downtown Rimehold bar.
Okay, lead the way then.
Sure.
Yeah. Rimehold, for those of you who have no experience with Rimehold is very much kind of, it's somewhere between shady fantasy Gotham City and like half buried ruins that slowly come out of the earth. It's a weird mix of a place to grow up in. It's it's very rare that I get to use the word dank in terms of
Yeah,
kind
oh,
of
it's dank as fuck.
like there's a dive bar, and like there's diners, and then there's Rimehold dives, which are their own thing unto themselves. This this bar that Thea has given Keladrineth as an address to potentially be at as very much that vibe. Like you walk in, there's probably a moment of at least one of you having to duck as there is a dartboard that is put directly right above the door, and people and they're like anyone coming in just kind of has to learn to duck.
Yeah. I duck preemptively and then like I forget to warn whoever's coming in after me and I'm like, oh yeah, oops that.
I
Sarah,
definitely smack my head.
yeah, Sarah definitely gets hit by one dart and does not seem to register it. She just sort of looks with like an unsettling, like uneasy, just piercing stare at whoever threw it. And there is a very short fellow with kind of choppy chestnut brown hair, just looking like he's regretting everything that he's done.
Oh.
But you would see at one of the back tables, it is not a very big place, hence the dive association. But there is what can only be described as an imposing giant of a woman who, despite kind of wearing like darker sort of clothes, stands out due in no small part to the mix of kind of gray, black, and red hair that kind of trails down the side of her head. It's not very well kept. It's whatever Caladrina's charm is, Thea is not going for any of that. It's like
Oh,
the
okay.
polar opposite of that. And for all of Caladrina's delightful nature and relatively live build, Thea is a tank of a woman. No
Yeah.
long we've upgraded from wall of a woman to tank of a woman.
Love it.
Like the kind of person who even with relatively like not relatively loose clothing, you can tell with how muscular she is, she's still like threatening to break through any article of clothing she's wearing.
Okay, what's she doing right now?
She is currently just nursing a drink, and she is very she's doing like arm wrestling with somebody, and she's not even paying attention. She's just kind of like very casually sipping her drink while there's a guy who look across the table from her who looks like he's putting every bit of energy he can into this, and she's just like,
Yeah.
hmm.
Yeah. I'm gonna follow her lead and likewise ignore the guy and just sit down opposite her, gesture for the rest of the party to come in and sit down at the same table and be like, hey, Thea, thank you.
Hmm.
Preemptively, congratulations.
Thank you. And the guy's just like, what? I'm still here, you know. And it's like, you won't be here for that much longer. And
Yeah.
you just kind of hear like an indentation made in the table from how hard his hand goes down. And he just sort of looks like a guy who's just been like hitting the funny bone, but it happened with his hand. And he's just like, ow, 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 fuck, ow, ow.
Better luck next time, buddy. Can I like take out a coin and just kind of flick it towards him so he can buy a drink?
Thanks. And you just see what is relatively average sized woman, a little bit of a punch belly, very curly black hair that kind of goes down all the way to her shoulders. Very like warm, kind of warm tones to her face, a little bit wrinkles. You sort of say, Thea, what did I tell you? If you're gonna be here, you can't break all of my customers' hands. And Thea's just like very like taciturn responses like, they started it, not me. It's like, you know better. You know nobody can beat you. And it's like, they don't know that apparently. She's
Yeah.
just there's she's not quite bored, but it's very much the expression of a woman who's like, there's always one guy who wants to come up acting like he is hot shit, and I have to I'm required by nature of who I am to show him that this is not the case.
Yeah, and honestly, I think she's valid for that. It's like all of the guys who like who think that yes, I could beat a bear, yes, I could beat Serena Williams at tennis, like all this ridiculous
Yes,
stuff.
there's
And
at
it's
least
yeah,
every time you've ever met Thea has usually involved one occasion of a guy trying to be thinking he is him and he is not. He is
yes,
most frequently proven to not be him at all. And
yeah.
usually there is somebody who gets hurt as a result of that. Also, oh my god, I just noticed her total went from 410 to 460. What happened?
Nice, thank
Uh
you.
Thank you, whoever. Please feel free to let us know who you're giving that to, because Christ. I just looked up, I was like, that was 50
Yeah, so who
lower
dropped to
than it
50
was a second
and what
ago.
perks do we get out of that? That's
Yeah.
exciting.
But so, oh, that is a
Ooh, that's
big one
pretty
for a
good.
We
conflict.
That's
gotta
That
a
is
get
a
into a
real
fight
big.
immediately.
yeah. I
Let's
mean,
get
hey,
this
you know what?
guy.
Hey, listen, we're in a bar. We can start a bar fight.
Let's just get this guy right now.
You're
Who's
welcome.
standing
You're
on
welcome to
who?
listen.
For
You're
some
welcome to do whatever
reason,
you like. This is Rhymehold hospitality. If you don't start a fight, someone will probably start a fight with you. You're fine.
for whatever reason, there's a jukebox suddenly in the corner of this dive bar, and suddenly Ballroom Blitz just turns on. Like someone is, and bear in
Yeah.
mind this fucking record player is broken. This jukebox doesn't work, and then the moment a fight starts, Ballroom Blitz just goes on.
I do want to let everybody know that you do have like three
Yeah.
$50 donations that can use.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah, they've been pinned in like the group chat. So you have a total of
Oh.
3.
Whoops.
So I should be hitting all of you harder. Got you.
Yes.
Thanks, Mare.
Yeah.
Thank you,
We're
Mare.
Yeah.
fine.
I blame this
We're
Good.
on you
so
if they get
fine.
hurt. Anyways, thanks, Mare. You've caused the party problems. I enjoy you for this.
Thanks.
Anyways, back to our regularly scheduled tanky women, which
Yes.
might also be the subtitle for this entire series.
Yeah,
at this
yeah, I'm
point.
good with that. Yeah.
There's just a lot of tanky women in this group.
Yeah.
But so, with it being the case, right now you have Thea in front of you. So, what would you like to ask, or what do you want to talk to her about?
Um, I think I wanted to figure out like I know that she knows like latest news in Rimehold. I want to find out if the elephant made it to Rimehold already.
Hmm.
And I know we had some other stuff to ask her as well.
Hmm.
Yeah. But first I will introduce her to my friends Wea and Adestia, and also Sarah.
Sort of looks at Wea and is sort of like,
Game recognizes game.
I would like to
Kinda
flex.
just turns into a fucking Full Metal Alchemist moment of just sort of like,
Whoa. Yeah, with little
Yeah.
complete with little sparkles. Yeah.
yes, there's
Yeah.
sparkles going on between the two of them. I'm sure if Azura were here, it would be a very similar, except Amber would be more gay throughout the
Yeah.
process. Sort of looks down at Gena and not Gena, Destia.
Just me,
although,
I'm here.
To be fair,
We're the
we're
same
also
height.
quite short. So there's definitely a moment of just sort of, I'm sad that your height keeps becoming a running joke, but it really does leave itself open to a lot of different things. She kind of like has to lean over, like if someone were a teller at a bank, just not noticing the kid like that's accompanying a parent, and just sort of has to lean over to see you because she's so used to looking from up here that she's just like, hmm.
I knew you'd get along.
No elephants.
No elephants? Okay.
Mm-mm.
That's good. Any developments that we should be aware of in Rimehold? We saw the visage outside,
Mm. More horrors have been coming in lately.
of course.
Been trying to keep an eye on them. Mixed results.
Mm. What do you mean? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask if are you noticing they're running from anything, or are they just
No, not
coming in?
running, just coming in more often.
Okay.
Most people don't notice because anytime they're pretty used to a horror being around here at night. They like to roam every now and then.
Okay. Hmm. Oh yeah.
Not
While this is
everyone.
happening, can I like flag down a bartender or a waiter or something to be like, get 5 rounds of, this special at this bar.
Yep.
How
There
bad is the
is.
alcohol?
You know
Not
what?
bad
Roll
enough.
me a d6,
Okay.
Keldrineth. 1 to 3, it's surprisingly. No. 1 to 3, it is basically indistinguishable from moonshine for
Okay.
how potent, but how bad it hurts.
Okay.
4 and above, it's like it hits a lot harder than its weight class, but like in a good way.
Okay. That's a 3.
Oh
Unfortunately,
yeah,
moonshine. Okay.
yes. There's
Yep.
a woman who comes by.
I'll get the
woman
house
who I
special,
mentioned.
please.
Yes.
Yep.
She brings by what appears to be a covered like container, a glass container. You sure about this? Well, sorry. That's the actually no, it makes sense. The asking all of your group, you sure about this?
Yep. Listen, when in Rimehold, I'll give a
Do as
bit,
Caladrenus do.
yeah, exactly. A bit of
All
a
right.
cheeky smile.
All right. Fair enough. Your funeral.
Yep.
She lifts the covering off of this glass container. There is a fucking viper inside of this container. At the very bottom of this container, there is a pool of alcohol.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
And you realize it is essentially a preserved desiccated viper.
Oh, that's no fun.
What do you mean it's no fun? This is the most fun as you can have in Rimehold.
Pours out. So you know the size of shot glasses.
Yep, like a little
Yeah.
little.
Yeah.
The bartender, who you catch her name is Sylvia,
Okay.
she pours you half the size of a shot glass.
Jeez, I'm expecting like a finger or two, you know, like when it's half a chocolate. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, do you drink this?
Yes, I do. I've got look, I gotta
course.
yeah, yes I do.
Okay.
Friendship.
Yep. To fighting horrors together.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna need a daring roll
Hell
from
yeah.
everybody.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
This is a difficulty 2 to
Okay.
do this for the
Can I-
first shot.
Can I apply my key to this?
Can I also
My
I
try
pride
would
this?
say
key?
yes.
I've got bravado.
I got
I think that's
friendship.
appropriate.
Yeah.
I've said
Actually, I'm
to
gonna
friendship.
apply resilience. It's the same thing.
I can I do friendship? 'Cause I'm doing this with my
Friendship?
friends. We're doing it as friends. Otherwise, I do have
I'll let it
resilience.
slide for the first shot.
First shot. Let's go.
I only ordered.
Um,
Okay, well, it's fine. If people continue to
Oh,
drink,
no,
then
no,
you
no.
know it's on me.
No, no, no. You ordered the special, which the
I did
person
order
is
the
happy
special,
to
which is
give you.
like a
Here's the
like a
thing.
gigantic glass. Yeah.
No, 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 no. This stuff is so potent in each shot that the special is to drink 3 of these.
Oh, okay, right. Well, in which case I would know
But
that.
she has to
Yeah.
be careful because here's the thing that I think probably only Keladrinith would know. Almost nobody ever gets past the second one. That's how potent this stuff is. Like,
Yeah. And low key, I think that I also haven't gotten past the second one, but I'm really hoping that today will be the day that it happens.
nice.
so
Can I also roll focus for my skill?
yes, I think this you will need focus for this.
Skill.
On reasons you don't understand just yet.
Can I roll performance for skill?
I'm gonna let that slide solely because
It's
Keladrinith
funny.
does not want to look like a wimp.
I don't want to look like a wimp in
friends.
front of my friends. Exactly. Like I gotta look cool.
Oh.
This is like a
How
cool
many do
hip.
we need
Welcome to
again?
my crib. We need 2. You said.
2. Well, I got exactly 2, but one was a 1.
So
It's a 5 and a 1.
Okay, I'm good. I'm so good. This is fine. This is so fine.
okay, so Adestia specifically, you can get the success on that, but you nearly spit out a portion of it on Thea.
Oh yeah, sure. Why not?
Nearly or on?
Like you do one of those, like just a little bit of escape. Like you don't actually like spit out the whole thing, but it's definitely one of those where you're like, you are not making a good impression on Thea.
Oh yeah, no, go for it.
And Wea,
2 successes and an edge success.
you're
So
good
yeah.
with the 2
pass.
sixes. Keladrinith.
I got 2 6s, but also 3 1s. But 2 6s is the important thing.
Okay, okay. So the best comparison point I can give you all for this is it's about 120 proof.
I don't know what that means because I personally don't
So-
drink alcohol, but
So like stuff, it's like 60-70% alcohol.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
It's
It's
fucking
dense as
intense.
fuck.
And
Okay.
it's Oh, sorry. Mare would know as the chemist. Mare would know. 120 proof is literally 60%. Yeah, 60% alcohol.
Oh, it's in absinthe range. That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really helpful to know. The more you learn. Thank you, chat, for telling me American proof is 2 times the percentage of alcohol.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's the first one. It burns the entire way down, and it's not like gin where there's kind of a delayed dynamite wick explosion like effect to it. It's like the worst kind of vodka immediate burn taste to it, which
Okay.
regardless if you drink or not, that's my way of always comparing those specific drinks, is that one of them feels like somebody just hit you with a Molotov cocktail, the other one feels like someone lit off a wick of dynamite and then it suddenly exploded later.
Okay.
It
I agree
feels
with that.
immediate, and there's kind of one of those things where like you take it and it's like, ooh. For all of you.
Nice.
And just for the hell of it, I'm going to roll to see what Azura's state is with all of this because I roughly know what they can do. So I was going to say they would have had around like 4. She takes it like a champ.
Okay.
Got 3 successes. She's fine.
That makes sense for Azura.
It does not taste
Yeah.
good, by the way.
I mean,
It
Azura's
does
a
not.
sailor, so like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of
Yeah,
why I'm like,
exactly.
she's probably fine.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like, it does not taste good. Like Keldrin has rolled and you got a 3. That
yeah.
it does not. It tastes like the most homemade stuff you've ever tasted, and it's not good.
So it tastes like, so like fully, it tastes like it was like brewed in someone's bathtub.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's rough.
Very hit and miss. Well, you know what? It tastes like home.
And Thea, at least specifically looking at Adestia, with you having almost like spit in her direction, is just sort of she's obviously taller than you and sort of towers over you. Now she sort of has adopted more of a body posture that suggests the word looming.
Listen, you know better than I do what I'm getting into. It's your fault if you're in range.
I respect that.
Sweet.
Good to meet someone else who isn't good with people.
Learning there are many of them.
The most surly read of another not people person ever.
Yeah.
But you would have the sense that like the biggest immediate thing you find out from Thea from your first question is no creatures appear to have gotten here yet. You seem to have outpaced them
Okay, well
recently.
that's good. We might be able to do something about the elephant. But that will almost certainly very much upset Sarah.
Speaking of, she has just sort of been watching all this. She downed the shot with you.
With no problem.
She had no reaction to it.
Okay.
And she's also, as a reminder, she's also quite tall as well.
Yes.
So Thea's having to look up at her, which is a very unfamiliar experience for her. And you've only seen Thea have this expression on her face while trying to read a situation to get out of. And she has this very strong, like, look of kind of trying to get a read on someone and not liking what she's getting.
Yeah. Can you recommend a good site for us to maybe, I don't know, say, lay some restless souls to rest?
So it turns away from looking at Sarah. Are you going into like the psychopomp business or what have you? Or what are you
No, not personally.
doing? I assume this is for something. Let's go with constructive is the word I'll use here.
Yeah, constructive, productive, conducive to the health of society overall. Yes, yes, all of that good stuff.
Well, I know someone who could maybe point you in the right direction, depending on what you're looking into.
Mm.
I have a friend, acquaintance, work colleague. I don't know. I don't know what people terms are, how people refer to themselves.
I mean, for someone who's not good at people, you know everybody.
Part of me thinks that's the fear response in all of them. Can't say I blame them. If you're looking for somebody, to talk to. I know I have a friend by the name of Aricia, Aricia,
Okay.
Aricia. She tends to deal a lot with a lot of historical sort of stuff that's happened around Rhymehold. That's tended to be a little more on the horror side of things. If that makes sense.
Yep, that's exactly what we need.
I figured as much. Sort of like still looking at Sarah, like, and Sarah is just sort of looking back at her. I'm like, are you always this bad with people? And just sort of very tersely responds, yes. Especially ones I don't know. There's, again, with being around Sarah, there's always that sense of unease being near her and being in her presence. That even as strong as this alcohol is and is currently inhibiting
Ugh.
some of your faculties just a little bit, you still feel like this kind of almost chill in your body down to the bone.
Oh, the vibes are still bad. Okay.
The vibes have gone from rancid to bad, but still bad,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Now they're drunk and bad instead of just
Okay.
pure
Okay.
rancid.
Can I have another shot?
You can.
Yeah.
Okay. This is for anyone who takes a second one. This is now a difficulty 3.
That's
Okay,
fine.
Difficulty 3.
But
Can I
Awesome.
apply a skill this time? I didn't
Yes.
the first
can I
time.
roll the same stuff as I did before, or do you want me
Yeah.
to be rolling fewer
Roll.
dice?
No, you can roll the same amount of dice.
Okay, I am doing focus this time because I gotta lock in.
Yeah.
I would like to roll. I would like to insert my key of pandemonium.
Solely because of what could happen from this, I'm gonna let it be yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not doing great. That is exactly 3.
Yeah,
A 6
we're
and
still,
2
we're
fives.
still, we're still bravado performance, and yeah. Come on.
The rest were like 2s.
Ooh.
Not good. But I barely passed that one.
I got
Come
4
on.
successes. I got 4 successes.
Nice. I got 2 successes and
It'd be
an
funny
edge
if I failed
success.
It'd be funny if I failed the last one.
Wea? Wait, so do we have at least 3 successes from everyone but Wea with an edge success?
I think
Yes.
so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Barely.
Wea, you will spit definitively on Thea.
Oh no.
Like
Oh,
there's
God.
no somewhat there is definitely like you get through the drink, but a portion of it is definitely landing on Thea.
Yeah. After I accidentally spit on Thea, I just look them dead in the face and I say, I'm also really bad with people. And I'm sorry.
Just looking at you dead in the eyes, there's just a bit on her hair that's just kind of like a few
Dripping.
drops falling
Oh.
down.
I would like to hand like a piece of cloth, not dab myself, but like, do you wanna? I can if you'd like.
Somewhere between uncertain what to make of you and murderous rage is the expression that Thea has.
I place it on the table right in front of them, and then I take it back and I put it in my pocket.
I'm never letting this go.
You can put it in your pocket along with all the other sketchy things in your pocket.
Yeah, there's food, there's
Oh my
little
God.
trinkets. We're
That's a
fine.
very important question. Is this the same cloth that held the meat?
Oh no.
No, it's
Okay.
not.
Okay. We had that is actually a very
That was
important
actually a very
question.
valid question.
That's my other pocket. So we're
You
okay.
got
Gotta
multiple
differentiate
pockets.
the meat cloth
Yes.
pocket and
Yeah, so the cloth
normal cloth.
that I pulled out, that one has like all of my like I'm gonna wash my hands and then dry them afterwards. That's where I pulled that one out of. My meat pocket's my other is on the other side.
Mm.
Which there is currently meat in that pocket. Just to be very clear.
So that happens, and Sylvia comes by and pours the last serving of your drink, should you
Okay.
desire to drink it.
Yeah.
I do. I gotta do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I gotta do it.
I gotta.
By the way, you are definitely, unless you are certain your character is a drinker of any kind, you are definitely moderately fucked up right now.
That's fine. I mean,
am.
I'm from here, so
I feel like you're the only one who might have a chance, unless
Yeah.
Wea drinks a lot.
I don't drink a lot of alcohol. I drink ava. So it's more of a hallucinogen, not alcohol. But I drink a lot of ava. I love drinking ava. I love having my stomach not hurt and my tongue numb. And seeing stuff sometimes.
That's one of
I
the
drink it
best
up.
answers as a GM I've ever gotten to something related to drinking. It's like, no. I don't drink a lot of alcohol. I just take a hallucinogen.
Yeah, it's from a root. It's more natural.
California
Yeah.
sober.
I would like to ask if I can use adaptability for this last one.
I would say yes.
Okay, incredible.
Because this is a difficulty 4 check.
Yeah, okay.
Great. I'm gonna rolling same number. Okay, yeah. Come on.
And then
I
I'm gonna roll
really hope this
focus and
works.
pandemonium because ha 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 ha.
Okay. Okay.
Ah!
let's see.
Damn, it's really good this time.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
3. Ugh. Hold on, let me take a picture of this because I'm so mad at this.
I would. Yeah. I would like to use my risk taker ability to treat 2s as an edge success.
Like, are you kidding? I was trying to fail.
Okay. That sounds like you rolled well, Destia.
I rolled 3 6s, a 5, and an edge success. And 2 3s.
You're good, bud. You're good.
So mad. Just trying to
Sheldrin,
fail.
what did you get?
I got 2 6s, a 5, and a 2. So and if I
So if you
invoke my
wanna
risk taker
pass
ability,
this,
I would love to
yes.
do that. I would love to pass. Kildroid is just like, no, I need to be cool. I'm showing my friends to my hometown. This is like a whole tradition. This is what we do. And
So
like this,
here
yeah.
is what I'm
knowing
going to
that
be
like, oh man,
here's what the consequence is going to be. You are going to have, I'm making this a personal condition inspired by Monster Hearts tags kind of stuff. You are going to gain the condition semi-inebriated.
Okay, you can give me scatter
What-
if you want. Like,
No. Here's the thing.
okay,
Because you made this decision and you
I
want
did.
and you want to succeed.
yes, I did. I do.
For the next, I'm going to roll a d6 to determine how many times this is going to happen. For
Ah,
the next
crap.
6 rolls, you will have to re-roll one of them automatically if it is a success.
Okay, fair enough.
Because you are trying very hard right now to just take this because you are a relatively tiny person.
Yeah, I am.
And as used to but you, by simple nature of pure pride, your body is willing to take on this really strong alcohol.
Yep.
Wea, what did you roll? Mirm, what did you roll?
I rolled a 5, a 6, and 2 1s.
Oh,
You will be dealing with the same exact problem.
Okay, and then how many rolls?
I'm going to roll it right now. For 6 rolls.
likewise.
I rolled a
Okay,
6 back-to-back.
but we
So
all okay.
basically,
We all do it.
I know you both will do it. So here's the most interesting thing. The smallest among you tanked this like a champ.
I've re-rolled this twice to see if I would just spend a reroll to fail, and I keep rolling all 5s.
Damn.
I keep rolling the minimum
I feel like you should
number
be
of
able to choose to
successes.
fail if you want to.
If you
No,
want
It'd be
to.
funny.
This is
Yeah.
kind of funnier. It's kind of funnier to me.
Yeah.
The 4'10" person with the cloud elk.
My dice
But
want me
he-
to succeed this so bad. I'm gonna eat shit later. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, Thea is just sort of watching this sort of like, hmm.
I'm going to do my best to like not look fucked up by this. But I will down the shot and be like, so yeah.
So here's what I'll reveal this bit of information about myself because I think it's fun. It's fun to do so to illustrate for the purposes of this game just kind of where you and Wea are. Whenever I used to drink, whenever I would get very pretty much drunk, I have never had a hangover in my life despite drinking. I have lucked out because I was always paranoid, so I drank a lot of water. But whenever I get inebriated, I keep my lucidity. But the problem is that I lose all motor coordination. So if you ever watched me whenever I was drunk previously, try to walk down a hallway, it's zigzags the entire time.
Incredible.
That's about where you're at right now, Kelly.
Okay.
You have the distinct feeling that if you try and walk right now, a straight line is not going to happen anytime soon.
That's fine. I'll flag down Sylvia to be like, hey, can we get water as well, please? See, and you know, make a big show of showing her like the empty shot glasses and being like, yeah, we are not only tanks, but we're responsible tanks.
We did it.
Yeah.
We did it
We did
by
it.
ourselves. Yes.
Love to get some water as well. Thanks.
Sylvia is sort of looking kind of in awe, but mostly just impressed. Huh.
Good.
All right. Sort of comes by. Here's also brings by just a variety. We're going like pure like American diner, just fast food, bar food kind of vibes. It just brings you
Okay.
like effectively like an appetizer sampler platter's worth of food. Just like
Oh, okay.
this is on the house. Just because
Because we did it.
it's been about 6 months since I've seen someone pull that off who wasn't Thea.
Hell yeah. Free food. My favorite thing.
Make it a
And
regular drink.
Yeah.
sure, hun, you're really like she's looking at you with just kind of actual concern. Are you really okay?
Yeah.
And you don't feel it, Adestia, like at all. Like it like the first few times it burned and it hurt, but like you're not feeling the effects of it.
High visibility, minor miracle. It's actually irrelevant to this. I just wanted to say that. It's fine.
She's just looking at you, and then Thea just kind of also is now looking at you with a look of just like, I need to reevaluate my conception of you deeply. As she very casually like is handed the same drink, but in the full shot glass format. That like it's she gets the amount of what all three drinks at once would be, and she downs it very quickly, like she's just casually drinking like water.
Damn.
And she just like I said, she takes it like a champ. And you have a lead.
We do.
So,
Do we want to pursue this tonight while we're all wasted as shit? Because that could be fun.
As fun as that sounds. Maybe a nap. Or just finishing the food.
Yeah, the food. Okay, yeah. I'm
Let's finish
gonna
the food.
yes, I'm gonna stuff my face. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I will stuff my face right next to you because I am also inebriated.
It's not
you're
because it's
you're
inebriated. Like, I mean, I assume that the food is good, like it's tasty, right?
it fulfills whatever primordial lizard part of your brain desires. Bready, cheesy, fried, bready, cheesy.
Yes.
Freddy cheesy Freddy.
Yeah, that's what I want.
I want it to.
You're welcome. This is a constant problem watching my being on my cast.
Yeah,
is
it's
that you will
fucking
be hungry by the end
fucking
of it.
dinner time
Bloomin' onion, yeah.
in my time zone.
There are a lot of it's closer to like kind of like crab claw leg bits, but here like in the kinds of things that they're doing, definitely someone somewhere has gone to the coastline and come back with this stuff and somehow managed to preserve it well enough. But you're getting like whole fried like crab legs and like bits of shrimp. There's definitely someone made up. Fantasy World should have mozzarella sticks. I'm just saying
Yes.
that. That
No,
might
no, they
sound like the
should. They
most
should.
random thing, but it's not a difficult thing to make. The components could be done. I'm just saying.
No, I think so. Yeah, yeah.
No, it makes sense.
We
Also,
can do
I'm
what
not
we
gonna rob.
want.
Also, I'm not gonna rob my players of mozzarella sticks to celebrate a very hard-won victory. To be honest, because Jesus,
Right.
I
Yeah.
did
That was
this as
our
a lark
fight.
because I
We
thought
went
you
so
all would
hard.
be fucked up.
Yeah.
But so
Good.
if you'd like, there is an inn nearby.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else that you would like to ask Thea?
I mean, I also want to ask her how she's been. Whether or not she's going to actually answer me is another thing, but I'm curious because it's been a while since we last saw each other. And actually, I think probably the last time the last thing she heard about me was I'd been carted off to jail. So,
Sora, again, just like arms folded, extremely like rippling muscle effect now that she's doing that. Just sort of like, glad you got out.
thanks.
It's like looking at you, just sort
And
of
doesn't actually answer the question.
like how she's been.
Yeah, have you been?
Is like there's like a pause, and once you ask her again, she's sort of like managing. More
Mm,
horrors means more work. More
mm,
work means tired more often.
yeah.
But
Well, we're back in town and can help with that.
there's one that's been looming around and trying to make more attacks at night.
Oh, it's not the
We could
visage,
do
is it?
that.
No, Visage is more of a creeper. Doesn't really like
Okay.
to get directly involved with things. This
Okay.
one's more aggressive than they've been lately.
All
We
right.
could do that.
Yeah, we could do that. We could what does it look like?
You ever seen a nice ice sculpture of a person just done put together in like a certain pose?
Have I? I mean, there's a
Probably.
non-zero chance I
You
have.
probably.
Probably,
It's
yeah.
not
I'd be
zero,
like,
but
yeah. I'd be like, oh yeah, those, yeah, okay.
yeah. Imagine about a few dozen of those stuck together with a bunch of different frozen bodies and hands just stretching out in different directions.
Okay.
Nickname that one's been getting around these parts is the encased.
Oh,
We could do that tonight.
we could do that tonight.
And then like when we go and see
Our other contact.
Ricia,
Yes.
then we could be like, look at what we did.
Yeah.
And then maybe they'll be more inclined to help. Because
Yeah.
we're strong
It's true.
as well as hot, but we already knew that.
Yeah.
All right. If you want to go try and deal with it, it's been known to try and wander around some of what some folks around here like to refer to as Scholar's Lane.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We should go get it out of there.
Might be a good idea, to be honest. It's not the strongest thing, but it's definitely been proving a bit tenacious to deal with, especially on my own.
Mm. Happy to help.
Mm.
And do keep an eye out for an elephant spirit
Mm.
that I mentioned.
Mm. And as you say that, Sarah is just sort of looking like between the two of you and just sort of like doesn't say anything, but
Yeah.
you catch her like glancing between the two of you.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything in response to that. But I didn't say do anything to the elephant like automaton spirit. It's kind of both. It's like a spirit inside of an automata. So yeah, but I didn't say do anything. I just said look out for it. So reasonably speaking, I got plausible deniability.
Yeah, we're just telling our
We're just telling our buddy to be like, yeah, just so you know,
if you
elephant.
see it, avoid it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What she chooses to do is her own business.
Not ours.
Yeah, Yeah.
They're trying to get rid of a horror, and last time I checked, Sarah also wanted to eliminate the hoarder or the horror that was outside the city walls.
Yeah.
So we're fine.
Everyone should be happy with this course of action.
Yeah.
Sarah just sort of looks at you directly, Wei, and it's like, it's impressive that you think that your very simple arguments would work against me.
I don't think that at all. I'm trying to convince
Your
myself.
actions beg to differ.
No, I'm literally trying to convince myself.
Mm. Again, it's every time she looks at you, it's the uncanny valley effect. It looks like a human just being mad at you, but something's mildly off about it.
Yep.
The
And I
vibes.
don't, as soon as we make eye contact, I immediately turn away. I'd rather look at Thea than Sarah.
Can I lean in real quick and I say to Sarah, do you think that you're good with people?
If I really wanted to be good with people, there was only one person I was interested in being good with.
Okay, just clarifying.
I don't think I'm any worse than you are. I do think most of the time I actually am better than you are.
Yeah, but you kill people, so there's the difference between you and Adestia.
I'm just sitting here being like, wait, has
I was
Adestia
there.
also killed people? Like,
Yeah.
As far as I know, Adestia, 0 kills. Sarah, I don't
It's
know. There's a lot.
So you said it, not me. I didn't make that claim.
Yeah.
Adestia and I had
Sarah-
a moment.
I'm kind of imagining this is a
Poor
weird moment of both Sarah and Adestia looking at each other and just sort of being like, do they
It's like,
know?
so you understand I didn't say that, right? Like that's not me making that claim.
yeah, no, anyway, like, it's fine. Kildreneth is just sitting there. Like, I will also, like, likewise not say anything. I'm just gonna sip my water and crunch a mozzarella stick and just.
But you are able to, should you wish, head out towards Scholar's Land and see if you can find this said horror that's been causing issues for people in the
Yeah.
past few nights.
Yeah. I mean, how difficult is it to find a giant a bunch of bodies encased in a giant ice sculpture? We should be able to find it.
Well, considering as you begin walking down some of the streets and you turn onto Scholar's Lane, you do see a few recent bodies that are entirely frozen
Oh.
over.
Yikes.
So they
Well-
are cold. So it's not like
They
it
are-
looks like ice.
No,
But it is actually cold.
It is cold. It
Okay,
is,
so
like
we-
the moment you get near some of these bodies, it feels like if you touch it, it feels like your hand just suddenly went into a blizzard.
So we
Mm,
would be able to feel where it is based on temperature change.
Yeah. I like pull the cloths of my cloak tighter and I'm like, oh yeah, finally excuse to like, and I put my hood up, like.
I turned to both of them in like shorts and my bralette that I wear all the time, and I'm like, do either of you have a coat?
Yeah, it's like it's black. It probably won't fit you to be honest, but like I'll just kind of like drape it over your shoulders, like.
I like it.
Here.
I'm like, can I rip off the sleeves and be able to just put my arms through? Is that okay?
Depends if Kelladrineth wants their
Feels like-
very nice clothing ruined.
Like, look,
Well,
I
Jonathan,
mean,
you can say no and I'll leave it just draped over my shoulders like I did the bark that one time. But I would like to put my arms through.
Upgraded from bark to rogue's coat.
to, like
That's
rogue
like-
coat.
Undersized rogue coat.
It feels like it defeats the purpose to have a sleeveless coat in this.
But
weather.
then that means that my tits and my tummy are gonna be warm. My arms are still I'm gonna be fighting with my arms. But like my chest gets cold.
You know, let me
I'll
just.
pay for it. I can have my mom or one of my aunties make you something.
Does it? Okay, will it come in black?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
It'll be like a matte kind of like black for like the whole fabric, and then there's like shiny black that has like designs on it.
Okay, yeah, sure, take it. Go ahead.
Let's go. And then I
Let
rip
me
off.
be warmed by the
Accept
power of
this
friendship.
Peasant.
Yes.
Just likes and rips it off. That's what I'm imagining.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
You go wandering down the lane.
Can we walk in straight lines?
You cannot walk in straight lines right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my
like
best. I'm gonna kind of, stumble over a bit and like make it look like I'm trying to be like swaggy. Like,
meanwhile, the Destia is just like walking completely fine.
Yeah, I'm actually on Ransura as usual, so I'm not even walking.
Yeah. You have no problem actually riding at all. You are still very clear-headed.
Even
mm,
even if I wasn't, he knows what to do. I will be behind them to make sure that, they don't accidentally fall into a ditch behind me and I never notice.
thanks.
Horrifying.
Yeah, we're good. We're doing so good.
Rimehold seems like it has a giant pothole in a street here and there.
Oh, it does.
Well,
It has
you're not
cracks.
wrong.
It has
You're not
cracks.
wrong. Yeah.
Like Raimhold's a bit run down,
You
Yep.
point to another tower, it crumbles.
Yeah.
I'm holding up the rear to
So-
make sure they don't fall into something.
As you wander down the street, you start hearing, even at this late hour, like we're talking like it's suddenly moved into like 11 p.m., 12 kind of like range with all the conversations such that you've had and all of your drinking and not processing time. Well, that's
Look,
actually
I
not a
just
lot of drinking. You just took the
I
fast.
only had
you
three.
took
I
the
only had like
fast route.
3 shots. It's not that. Yeah, it's fine.
7 p.m. We can do another
I'm
3.
not drunk.
Exactly.
What's your
The night is
problem?
young. We could even go back. This is like a 24-hour bar. Like,
It technically is, but still.
yeah.
But so you do eventually hear the sounds. Mayor in the chat, three shots of 120 proof is quite a lot.
And it wasn't even
Fine.
full shots.
No, they were the
like half a
equivalent of
shot.
like, yeah.
A single shot.
But so you eventually hear, even at this hour, there's still a few random like people walking the streets, and you see and feel this thing's presence, which is it's so much colder all of a sudden. It's the equivalent of like when like somebody you go from being outside during a heat wave to walking directly in front of like an air conditioner that's at full
Honestly.
blast. Like
Honestly,
it's
that
that
sounds
drastic.
great.
It's that drastic a temperature shift where it just
Yeah.
fucking just goes. It feels like it's piercing through whatever warm clothing you're wearing, and you eventually see, while the core of this thing has the outline of, again, a frozen art sculpture of various souls frozen together, like in various poses, the rest of its form, it's the best sort of comparison I have to it is, if has anyone ever seen the live action versions of The Blob? That's kind of what it looks like. Like it's this weird, it's
Let me look it up
solid
real
ice,
quick.
but it's solid ice, but it's moving like it's almost like a viscous liquid. And you see as like some parts of the ice actually lash out.
Oh God, that's disgusting.
Yeah, there you go.
So I just looked it up. Ew.
Yes.
What the fuck is that? I've never seen it. I don't know anything about the blob. Ew. Okay.
Space substance just slowly arrives in a small town and grows by eating people whole.
Tasty.
It's real fucked up.
Yeah.
Nom nom nom.
Num,
Nutrients.
num, num, num.
Yeah.
Human nutrients on top of that too. But so it reaches a point. It reaches a point where it's almost like a tether of solid ice, which again, it does not make sense. This thing is fucking with physics in so many terrible ways. Just lashes out to someone who's trying to run away from it, and you just see them entirely freeze over, encased in ice. And it looks as though it's trying to slowly pull the new sculpture towards its center mass.
Okay. Yeah, we should put a stop to that.
Yeah.
At this juncture, what are our terrain notes?
So your terrain notes, I think, let's
If they are
pull
different
those
from
up.
last time. Assumedly, yes, because
They're a bit-
we're inside now.
Yes.
Inside the city, as it were.
Yes. This time you are going to have. Let's go with illuminated, dusty, message.
Ooh.
So you have those 3 to work with for your terrain notes.
Okay.
Illuminated, dusty, and what?
Dusty and message.
Okay.
So, if you are getting ready to confront this thing, we're going to shift over into crisis mode. And with that being the case, I need everyone to roll.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so because we are in an urban or ruins environment, we start the advantage pool with 2 successes in it because of my survival
Ooh.
specialty, because I'm a street stalker.
Excellent.
Nice.
Because, you know, I'm
So-
a rogue. Hee hee.
Nice.
So you start with 2 successes. So as a reminder to everyone, tactics roll any facet
Yes.
and then add up those total successes into your advantage pool.
Yep.
As a note, because you have so many extra of your, if you want to re-roll this, you can.
I got 2.
You got 2 successes?
Yeah.
Did you
Plus the-
re-roll one of them?
Okay, yep. You're right, yeah.
Weya, if you got any successes.
I
Oh,
no longer
yeah.
I no longer have 2 successes. However, can I invoke the reroll for that one as well? Or no? To like balance it out.
So, Weya, did you re-roll one?
I just did.
Okay.
They went from a 6 to a 5.
I only got 2.
I got 2.
Okay, and Keladrina, so you had 2 successes.
I had 2 and
You-
now I have 1. But plus the
Okay.
2 that we start with, I have 3. So, you know.
Okay,
You know.
does the party want to use one of the donated, like, re-roll their advantage pool?
Sure.
I think we might as well. Like
Yeah,
we
might
have
as
so
well.
many.
We got
And
so
also like
many.
I do want to use all of the resources that people have kindly given us like before
Yep.
the end of the series. So
Yep.
yes.
Yes.
Why
You know,
not?
This deals with
Live a
hits.
little.
This deals with
Treat.
hits and re-rolling your advantage pool.
We could
Wait,
get rerolls
This,
as a
and
little
as a
bit
note,
of
because of the way I specified it, it's roll twice when rolling to form the advantage pool. If this one is better than your first one, you'll keep the second set. If it's not, you take the one that was better.
Okay. And so when we re-roll this, do
It's
I also need to
everything, all of
re-roll
your
another
dice.
success?
Yes. This will
Okay.
count towards those rolls you need.
Okay,
to
that's fine.
While you're inebriated.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
And it's
So-
slightly better.
Oh, this one is significantly better. But I will re-roll one of these. And ha ha ha. Okay, yeah, it stays significantly better. This is so good. Holy
Okay.
shit.
I only
4.
did 3.
So 4 successes, 3 successes, 7. What do you have, Weya? Is that
0.
0?
0.
Oh
Okay,
no.
I have
you're
two
taking the better
exactly
one.
the same.
But
I
you're
have
taking
2
the
edge
better set.
successes.
Okay, but you're taking the better set
Ah. Then that's
as a
2.
reminder. So
Yeah.
that's 2, so that's 9.
Plus the 2 that I had.
So you're
Plus
going
the
to
2 that
start
get
this
added.
start this crisis with 11 in your advantage pool,
Hell yeah.
which is a hell of a thing to start with. So,
Yeah.
for the group's benefit, the options for advancing a goal towards destroy, redirect, and outlast, they have the following difficulties. Destroy, 9. Redirect, 8. Outlast, 7.
Damn.
So it is the hardest to destroy this thing. It is the easiest to outlast it. And
Unfortunately,
redirecting is in between.
right. Unfortunately, I do believe that maybe destroying is our best option here.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
you think?
With that
Okay.
being the case,
Yeah.
whoever's going to take the first go,
Okay,
decide whether you
so-
want to build your advantage pool
Yeah.
or if you want to try and advance a goal.
Because I
Quick
have
question.
my coordinated crisis specialty, so we need to decide what we want to stack first.
Okay.
Quick question. I still have 2 hits marked off. Does anybody remember why?
We cast that thing in the
We
last
did
one.
we did a
Those are
bunch of
hits.
stuff together.
No, that would be my scatter. I
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
hits.
blur, or do you mean?
Oh, then
No, I
you
have
probably
hits.
no.
No,
I think that's from the
hits.
last
Those-
battle.
But you that was
Oh,
from the
those
last
stay.
conflict. You would but
Okay.
you all have had a rest.
Yeah,
to
we've all
recover
had
Yeah,
from
some.
I
that.
didn't remember if that was before or after the rest.
Yes, that would have been before. Don't worry.
All right.
Wait, so you're telling us
on
that we should
island.
unmark the hits?
Yes.
Oh, I thought those
Because
were
you
just
have-
kind of okay. Yeah.
Scatter
good.
stay scatter they will last until you take rest to recover.
Oh,
Both
okay, right. Thank
reset.
you. Yeah.
It's basically the equivalent of you need a full rest to get rid of your worst things
Okay.
affecting
Yeah,
you.
great. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify that way.
Yes.
Whenever
Yes.
whenever anything happens.
Yes. But so who is going first and what are you choosing to do first? Again, this thing is a frozen sculpture that is spreading out like the
Yeah, we
fucking
gotta
blob.
Yeah,
I
yeah, we
think,
got to pick a thing that we want to pursue for your stacking ability, right?
yeah, I think that we should build our advantage pool. I mean, 11 is great, but the reality is it's 9
It's
to
9. Yeah,
destroy
we're
this
gonna need
thing.
more. Yeah.
So I think that we
I think
should
I
build the
actually
advantage pool.
I
Yeah,
also
I
think we
think
don't currently know where the actual thing is at this moment. Like
I
it's
thought
in
we
the
saw I
area.
thought we already did see it.
You've seen
Yeah.
it. You've seen
Oh,
it
okay.
attacking somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it
Alright, I
literally
missed
just
that.
made
So I
a
mean, like, we could just
sculpture.
follow it. Yeah.
I just thought we just saw a sculpture, but not the actual thing.
No,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
saw it
I
make a
misunderstood.
sculpture.
Oh, I misunderstood.
Yeah.
All good, all good.
Okay, so then I would like to obviously add to our advantage pool.
Okay.
I would like to use my adaptability facet because this is a new terrain. I've never been here before.
Okay.
And then I would like to use focus as my skill. The purpose of this for me is just to see if I can find any weak points in it.
Got it. All right. Roll that. Tell me your successes, and those will be added to the pool.
Yeah.
And whoever would like
And
to take
then
the next one, please start prepping in action.
yeah. And then for the key, I'd like to add helpfulness.
Definitely applies here. You are. This is Keladrinas will know more than either of you two that horrors are like a constant problem here in Rimehold. Basically, no
Yeah.
one really tries to. People still do, but no one really should be trying to go like outside at night because these things sometimes just wander into the city.
Yeah.
The guards try and deal with them most of the time, and sometimes they can handle it, but sometimes something like this pops up.
And sometimes they all just get eaten.
Probably certain some of the sculptures in the center are probably some of the guards at this point.
Yeah.
Which,
Oops.
you know.
Yeah. I rolled 3 successes, 1 edge success.
All right. If you want the edge success, you would be gaining the focus of this creature immediately. Meaning it will target you first with whatever it can with anything single target.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
For the 4th one. So we have 15 in our
Okay.
ally pool. And now the next person, whatever you like put together from your facets, your keys, and your skills, you add a +1 dice to your
Okay.
pool.
So with that being the case, because you wanted the information of like if there's any weaknesses around this thing,
Yes.
you would hope fire would try and do something to it. But the biggest thing too is that it seems as though the central ice sculpture, while the mass surrounding it and flailing around trying to make more sculptures and consume other things, is much more of like a liquid, like almost plasma-y kind of substance. It looks as though it's almost joined with bits of like it has almost like ice joints at 4 different parts around the central ice sculpture. You think that if you break that off, you might be able to start hindering it in some way, shape, or
interesting.
form.
Okay.
But again, it's real weird. This is some strange eldritch slime ice thing.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
And then before the end of my turn, I would like to use my ability of Alert Eye to spend 1 scatter to for the conductor. The conductor must tell you what and where the environmental hazards are.
The biggest things are the cold is going to make the area much worse for you. If you can if you can create some sorts of heat sources so that it doesn't begin spreading its influence further and further, this may deter it from using some of its abilities. And the other big thing is that we're going to go with classic physics problem of all ice terrain, slippy slidey problems.
Oh, and we're already so drunk.
Exactly. You are not going to have a fun time here.
I have long range weapons skill, so I'll stay right here and throw stuff.
Yes, because you can aim while drunk. Face. So, is it Keldrinith or Adestia is going next?
Do you want to go? Because
This
Yeah.
always takes cues from everybody else when not in her element. So you can go ahead.
Okay. Um. So hang on. So if I also build the advantage pool, does that mean we don't get the die, or like
You get the die.
we do get the die? Okay.
Because it's
I'm
you have to take same action, which it would be building the advantage pool. The advantage pool, or
right.
if you were trying to advance a goal after Weya had tried to advance the goal, then you would get the dice. But but they have decided to advance the pool, so if you also try to advance the pool, you get the dice. You just have to do the same thing Weya has done and the previous person has done to keep building it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy to do that. Okay. Let's try and okay. So you said that one of the terrain notes was a message. I would like to try and understand its message, so then I can understand more about how this creature works.
So you're trying to wait, did you say casting a spell?
No, I'd like to, yeah, like, but I can use a facet though, right?
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna go with understanding. I would like to, yeah, to understand what is happening, like, what it's, what's this thing's deal, essentially. Like, because,
Mm,
yeah,
okay. So if you roll for that,
yeah. So if I do understanding, yeah, can I use the key of calculation?
that is perfect for this one because you're
Okay,
trying to understand
yep,
what the hell this thing is and what it's
yep.
doing.
And can I use my skill survival for urban ruins?
Yes, very
Okay,
appropriate actually.
great, great. Let's do that.
All right. Just gonna add this to the pool.
Yep. Okay. And because I rolled a success, I'll have to re-roll it. So, yeah, damn. Okay. Well, that is 3 successes.
3 successes.
Yeah. So now we
Okay.
should have 8. Yeah. But, yeah.
So
Can you
that
tell
should
me
put you at
anything?
18.
That should put
You
us
have
at
18
18. Yeah. But can you
successes
tell
total.
us, yeah. Can you tell us anything about it
Here's
if
the
I,
thing that you are picking up on, Caledrinth. While its movements seem relatively random,
mm,
they are not. This looks like every time, because there are still people who are on the streets who you're trying to get this thing's attention, but it's still trying to lash out at people on the streets. And when it does so, it seems like it's searching for something. You don't know what, but
okay.
you're getting the sense it's looking for somebody. You don't know who, but
Okay.
right
If I,
now, making sure it doesn't get at anybody might be the next best option.
okay. And if I look at Sarah, what's happening with her?
Sarah's just watching this.
Okay. She doesn't want
Sarah's
to join
not
in.
getting Sarah's
Okay.
not getting involved.
Okay.
This doesn't necessarily concern her at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, we also didn't directly tell her that she had to participate, so, fair enough. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm happy for that to be my turn. We now have 18 successes in the pool.
All right, Adestia, it's your call. What would you like to do? You would now have, I believe, way it would be 2 dice added to it
If you
if you
choose to build the
try
advantage
if you
pool.
choose to build the advantage pool. Yep.
How viable would trying to box this thing in physically without using a spell be?
It is. I'll put it to you this way: it is frozen. It is highly chilled slime slash ooze. Make of that what you will. That's about the most
Hmm.
detailed I can give you for trying to figure out a way to trap this thing.
I mean, more
Yeah.
like, if I don't mean like actually like literally box it. I mean like try and
Contain a portion of it.
yes, or like try to limit the field of where it will go.
That is a
Okay,
possibility.
more
That
more
that's
more simply,
feasible.
yeah, more simply, could I just physically put myself between it and the other random people that are around here?
You would get
Or any
one, you
number
would
of
gain
them?
its attention, and two, that would not stop all of its body, but you might be able, considering the sculpture centerpiece of it seems to be the most solid part of it, you might be able to stop that portion from moving. And considering what Keladrinith has discovered, you get the sense it will try and defend that portion the most it can.
All right. I mostly just want it to stop I just want to possibly limit it attacking anybody else around here.
Okay,
Um,
you could give it a try.
yeah. I'm still up on Ransor, so I will just ask him to do like a little, not like a full flight, but one of those little like when you jump up and he flaps his wings, he just like hops over, like a little flappy hop. You know what I mean? You know when birds do that?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm aware of
Uh,
one. Little
that's
Flappy Bird
basically what I'm doing. I am trying to build the advantage pool here by trying to limit the scope of what it's trying to focus on, I guess. Why did I word it that way? I don't know. Yeah, I will just make this a daring writing roll since this requires me not falling off Ransor. It's always a possibility, okay?
It is.
And then I have 2. Because that's what we're doing. It's not great. That's only 2 successes and so many 4s.
Right. That puts you at 20 successes total.
Amazing.
So.
Yeah, I rolled 8 dice and 5 of them were 4s.
Damn.
It's just mean.
Anyway.
So, with that being the main party's turn for who's available, it now comes to the encased's turn.
Mm.
The encased gets 3 actions, or 3 things it can decide to do.
Ah, crap.
The first one, letting the party decide whether they want this to happen or not, it is going to try and use its ability Growing Winter. Area will become surrounded by an aura of cold energy, and all effects dealing a hit or causing scatter increase by 1.
Ooh.
It will take 6 from your advantage pool to stop this.
Or we can use one of our thingies, a little group things, because we have 4 of those left.
You're right.
Yeah,
To
it
reroll the
is.
thing.
It's to negate a hit or advantage.
That's if you want to use this to ignore taking a hit during a crisis.
So if we ignore a hit, does that still happen?
This will still happen. Like
Okay.
if you do not, here's what it's going to do. The donation effect, the way I've specified it, is that if it then does another move that
It
causes
inflicts
you
a
to
hit.
take a
Yeah.
hit, you can spend the donation to stop one of the hits.
Got it.
But if this effect is allowed to go through, if another action it takes were to hit you with something that should only do 1 hit, it will do 2 hits instead.
So we could use the thingy to reduce it back down to 1, the donation to reduce it to 1 again.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
So that's if you choose to let this go through. If you pay 6, it will not go through.
Could be spicy, but also we have a lot of advantage that we just like generated, so we could
Yeah,
afford to spend it.
I vote spending it.
I vote spend it. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, 6. You prevent this creature from enacting a Growing Winter.
Yep. And so we have 14 now.
It is
Yes.
now going to attempt to use Frost Screech as all of the voices at the center of the sculptures begin to open their mouths and let out a scream.
Oh.
This will take 4 from your advantage pool to stop. If you do not stop it, all of you will take a hit, and you will feel like the last breath of those who froze to death will be released, like you are feeling that breath upon you. You could choose to let this go through and spend one of your donation pool, and this will nullify it entirely, if that's what you want to do.
We worked so hard to make those
You wouldn't lose
successes.
advantage.
Yeah.
You wouldn't lose any from your advantage pool, and you wouldn't get the hits.
Yeah.
But you have to spend one of your donation to let that to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, I'm open to spending it because otherwise we worked so hard to generate all the successes.
Yeah. I vote for spending
Yeah.
the donation.
Yes.
Okay. So you feel like you are hearing the last words of over like 36 different people like crying out at all of you all at once.
Ooh, unpleasant.
You are able to steel yourselves and not deal with it.
Nice.
Its last ability. You watch as parts of its slime and everything continue to spread across the area and try and chill your body as it uses frozen faculties. This will take 4 successes to nullify. If you do not spend it, 3 of you will begin to suffer from a deep cold, and the next time you use a spell, I will roll at random what the spell note you have to use is.
Oh, that's exciting.
I'm definitely more okay with that.
Yeah, I'm more okay with that. I'm inclined to take this one.
Sebastian?
Sure.
Okay.
Sorry, I was trying to decide. I was looking
Okay.
something up.
So all of you feel like, probably for Wea, this is the worst thing of all because you have not experienced a
You're
cold
from a
like this
tropical
before.
climate and
Like this-
bark. With
like-
my bark.
Cold for you is like 60 degrees.
Yeah.
This feels like you're reaching fucking 0 Celsius right now. It sucks. It sucks real bad.
I don't like it. I will go home.
That is the encased turn. You have prevented or taken most of its actions and kept
Okay.
it from dealing anything
Yeah.
too harmful to you all.
Okay. Where it's beneficial for you to go first, right? Because of the
Yeah.
whole stacking. Yeah,
Yeah, so I want to transition then from
building the pool to just
building a pool. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So I'd like to advance. What is it called?
Just the goal.
Advance a goal.
Advance a goal. That's
Okay.
I had the first word for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So with that being the case, so which goal would you like to advance? Destroy?
Destroy. Yes.
Okay.
Um,
So whatever you
I'm
choose to do for this, reminder, you need to get up to 9 total successes to get 1 advancement.
yes. So what I would like to do is I want to try first to do it without a spell.
Okay.
So yeah. Um, can I argue that
Favorite start to a sentence every time, Mirm.
I
Alright, what are you
have
doing?
I have a skill in long range weapons. So, can I argue that throwing using my arm like that is a long range weapon?
What are you throwing?
I'm guessing there's debris around because it's, rhyme hold. I
There are
saw,
definitely fallen pieces of buildings and such.
Yep.
yeah. So
There
I
are
basically
definitely
want to find,
ruins.
yeah, I want to find the nearest brick and throw it at one of the joints.
I will let
Nice.
it slide.
Hey,
Yeet.
I will let that
yes.
count solely because I can't say no to that face. Look at that face. Look at that
Okay.
face. Would you say no to that face?
Okay. I've said no to this face more than times. Okay, so I'd like to use adaptability. Um, Obviously long range weapons and flexible.
Is that a skill you have?
No, it's a key note that I have.
Oh, okay. I was like, flexible? Where is this coming from? I was like, no, that works.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, and then that was the last of my key, so I get to take away all my scatter that I have, which sadly is only
even
2 right now.
That's still
Now
something.
you can still get
consider-
your signature spell then if you want, right? Isn't that how that
Yes.
works? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We're gonna roll the big
Yeah, I'm
one.
kind of bad. I keep using bravado. I've used bravado like so many times. If
All right.
Well.
That was a face journey you just went through, Mirm. What do we got?
We have. So is an edge success in this instance like toward the 9? Or
You're advancing a goal, correct?
yes.
Yes, it would be towards the 9 you're trying to reach.
Okay. So then I technically have 5.
If you're willing to take
Yeah.
a
If-
deal.
yeah. So then I would need to use
So-
4
So
of
you would
our
need to use
ally
4
pool.
from the pool in order to advance
Yes.
destroy.
Yes.
So yeah, it is going to focus. You've already gained this thing's attention, especially from trying to break one of its joints. It is going to focus all of its actions on you as best it can.
Okay.
It is not just going to include you anymore. Anything that can single target or focus, it is just going to aim them all at you.
Okay.
All right. So with that being
Yeah,
the
and
case,
then I'm gonna use 4 from the ally pool just so that everyone else can mark that on their
will mark
sheets.
one advancement towards destroy.
Great.
You
One of
Okay,
you
seven,
break
two.
again. This thing, the central mass, you're realizing now has an almost like arachnid-like aspect to how it's kind of sinking itself into the more slime ooze aspects of its body, and you have entirely broken off one of its joints.
Sweet.
Nice.
And
Because
there was
buff
some
nerds do
advantage.
buff nerd
That's what
shit.
Killadrona said. So, all right.
Yeah.
Whoever's
That
next,
is-
you get an additional 1 dice to your
Yep.
pool.
So whatever you're gonna go with next, and that would put you all at 10 in your pool right now.
Yeah. Adesti, do you want to go or?
Sure. I'm a little disappointed that I can't use my signature spell right now, since I think we reset keys at the end of the arc, right?
Yes.
It is unfortunate. That would have been useful. So I will simply spend a blur, 2 blur, actually, for my little
Mhm.
lightning field from Ransor.
Oh God. Here we go again, boys. Into the fray.
Yes!
I will take my bow, and can I try to aim at the little oozy liquid thing? Try my little...
You're gonna basically try and fry all of its slime.
Yes, because I'm shooting a lightning arrow, and it seems a little wet.
This is gonna hurt. I'm gonna love seeing this. Go for it, friend. I assume this is for
1,
destroy.
2, 3.
Yes.
This is for
Yes,
destroy.
This is advance the
1,
goal
2,
destroy.
3. 1, 2, 3, and then I have 2 for long range weapons. Unfortunately, nothing in my key is useful here. So,
Okay.
it is not a great number of rolls, but
And then you added the 1 from me.
oh yes,
Ooh.
that's 1,
Happy
2,
I said
3,
something.
4, 5, 6. Only 6 dice. 1. That's 1 success, 2 edge successes. Actually, I have so many rerolls.
Yes, I was about to say you have 5 rerolls and you have 3 crits as well.
That's so nice.
Like us, like collectively, or because I'm pretty sure I
No,
spent
just
all
me
of the ones.
specifically.
No,
Yours
just-
on the overlay. The overlay has it indicated.
Oh,
what
okay.
folks
Sorry.
have.
Yeah,
I'm
That's how
gonna
I'm using to keep
spend
track
a
of it.
reroll because I have so many to spend.
Yes, you
have
have
only
so
2.
many.
I have none. 'Cause
Yeah, I don't
Oh
have
my
any of.
gosh.
Yeah, I don't think I have any.
I love I
No, you
roll
have 4 and 3.
amount.
How? Okay, how do I have? Okay, I swear I used all of them at one point.
I rolled
Okay.
worse.
Yes, people donated again though.
Oh, okay.
So what are your total successes?
It was 2 just regular successes this time,
Okay.
but I get an automatic 4 from lightning field, so that brings me up to 6.
The lightning field just gives you.
It just
full
gives
success-
me 4
Christ,
automatically
I always forget the lightning field.
because it's a
does.
long range roll.
Ransor.
That's our MVP.
MVP.
So that is 6, and I will. How many is in our advantage pool again?
10.
10 at the
10?
moment.
I would
So
use
you would need to use
3.
3. So you would still have
Alright.
7.
Can I use one of my donated ones and 2 from the advantage pool?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
So
we
that
got
would bring me
8.
to 9 exactly?
Yeah.
Yeah, holy shit. I'm just rereading Lightning Field. That is so good.
Yeah.
It just says adding 4 additional successes to a long-range weapons
Yep,
roll.
it's an automatic.
God damn. No, there's the meme of like, let X character say fuck. The version of it here for Adestia is let Adestia kill things. Stop talking, let Adestia kill things.
Let Rensuer lightning with a Destia.
I'm a healer, but
I'm a healer, but so that would take 2 away from your pool, and you're using
Yes.
up 1 of your auto crits, and you used up
Yes.
1 of your rerolls.
yes.
So we have that tracked. Yeah,
I'm
that
shooting.
puts a second. It is, you have thankfully, because you have gotten in front of this thing and distracted a lot of it, it has not been able to get another sculpture.
Yes.
It has been not been able to make another sculpture at all. So no one is within the radius of. No one is going to be affected by essentially a lightning arrow hitting what is just frozen water, and you just see. I will say, it is an unsettling sound that you hear as all roughly 36 bodies in the center mass all begin to start screaming at the same time.
Really wish I had this signature spell note. One of them is silent.
Nice.
That would be really good right now.
So
But
close.
it comes to Caladrina's turn. That is 2 of 5 advancements towards destroy.
Okay.
And you still have 8 in the pool right now.
Okay. I would like to try to cast a spell, so then that means you need to roll for me, right, to see which terrain note I'm doing.
Yep. So thankfully, because it's 3 terrain notes, I get to just
You can roll a d6 and just halve it, or yeah.
So we have.
What do you mean you don't?
I
I mean,
gave
what do you mean you don't have a d3?
So we have, what was it? Dusty Message, and the other one was Illuminated, I think I gave you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so 1 to 2 will be Dusty, 3, 4 will be Illuminated, 5, 6 will be Message. So
Okay.
on this, it is a 4. So it is Illuminated.
Okay. I'm going to say I want to go with Ruin Illuminated. I'd like to light it up so then we can see shit.
Ooh. I like that.
Yeah. You know, light up the ruins. So, yeah. How much scatter do I take to do that?
So let me ask you this. What is your goal you are trying to accomplish with this?
I'm trying to advance destroy because I think that by improving visibility, it will help us destroy it better, and also, I mean, there's the auxiliary benefit of giving the people around us, visibility, so
Okay.
then they can escape.
So
But
the way the spell is described as of now, I would put this at stepping stone to solving the problem because of
Okay.
the increased visibility, which would put you, I'll say 3 scatter, which would
Okay.
mean you would need to take 6 from the pool in order to bring it up to what you need for a destroy.
Okay.
If because the scatter cost is what's going towards the success.
Yes, it's true. Yeah.
But if you're willing to take more scatter, I will say that this will change the spell if it still works, relatively speaking, with your intent, and begin to do almost like small sparkling flames
Yeah,
all
I could do
throughout
that.
it, and will cause it. That will put you though at 5 scatter,
Yeah, I'm
which
willing to
will
do
take
that.
which will take only 4 from the pool to make it to a full 9 you need for destroy.
Okay, yeah, I'm willing to take 5 scatter.
Okay.
I'd like to use 2 successes from my own pool from the donations.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
true. So
And then that way I can
Caladrina,
only and then that way I can only take 2 from our advantage pool at the
which would
moment,
put you down to.
which would give us that
It would
advancing
be
the
at
goal.
6.
Okay.
Yeah, it would put us at 6. So So for the note for
If
our
everyone is happy
producer,
with that, yeah.
yeah.
Happy.
So
Yeah.
that will be, so Mary, that'll be 2 away from Keladrinus auto crits. And with that, that'll put you at 3, advancing the goal towards destroy. It's
3 of
like
9. Yeah.
No,
Three,
3 of
three of
5.
6.
Oh,
3 of
okay.
5?
Sorry. 3 of
That's
5.
5.
Okay.
For some reason, I thought I was
Remember,
6.
as a reminder for how the system works, because I know that we had this a bit of misunderstanding with it. The 987, those are the reference.
The successes that you need.
Those are
Yeah.
successes. That's the bar you need to reach in order to move the goal forward on one of those 1.
Okay.
It's like, it's 3 of 5 complete essentially.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah.
It's why the amount of times to advance a goal never changes across any crisis. It is
Okay.
only how hard it is to actually do that is what
Okay.
changes
Yeah,
and
yeah,
makes
thank you.
creatures harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Thank
It's
you.
a new system, and like we don't fight every session because I know folks like getting to interact with each other. So I purposely don't make everything combat focused.
Okay, yeah. So the result of this is I cast my little spell, everything is bright, and also there's little bits of very like, kind of purplish radiant flames that are just bursting out over this
Yep.
thing's form.
And as a result of this, you're at 3 of 5, and
Yeah.
it now comes to the encased turn again.
And it's gonna
And you
hit
have 6 in the pool.
Waya. Okay.
And it is going to focus on as much as it can on Wea. First of all, it is going to try and use Stare of the Forsaken.
Ooh. Nasty.
All of the faces in the sculptures in the center turn to look directly at Wea.
Okay.
Wea, this will take 3 successes from the pool to prevent. If you do not do it, I will. If you do not choose to spend the 3, I will need you to do an understanding roll and meet a target of 3 successes. Any roll you can with understanding as your facet. If you do not meet that, then the next turn, to take any action, you will have to automatically spend 2 from the pool to even take an action.
Ooh.
And I can use. You said I can use a skill with the facet.
You will if you choose not to ignore this, then what you will do is you'll roll understanding. If you can meet 3 successes with an understanding roll, then you ignore this as a problem. But
Yeah.
if you fail that roll, you will then on your next turn to even take an action, you have to spend 2 from the pool.
Okay. I'm gonna choose to ignore it. I'm not using anything from our pool.
Okay, so I need
and I
you to
would
roll
like-
understanding.
Just understanding, no skills, just understanding.
If you feel there's a skill that's relevant, but basically it is just a horrifying conglomerate set of
Yeah.
36 different pairs of eyes, all frozen over in pain, like they were
Yeah.
lost in a tundra like blizzard, just staring directly at you.
Yes, I would like to use spirits for this.
That is appropriate.
Okay.
You are one of the most trained in spirits, I believe, amongst the group. So it's
think
I think
so.
you and Azura that are the most trained around this. So roll that understanding. You need 3 successes.
Oh no.
Oh
What
no.
happened?
That's 4 4s and a 2.
No.
That is 0.
If you want to avoid this, you can spend 3 of your crits to
I only have 2.
According to the overlay, you have 4.
Damn.
I'm
Thank you
going by the
everybody for
overlay,
saving.
folks. If anything has happened at
Yes,
any
you also
given
have 2
point,
rerolls.
yeah, you also have 2 rolls. If we have not been making track, I'm not going to care. I'm just going by the overlay because it's the fastest one I have available, and I'd rather keep the action going. And
Yeah, I
this
thought that
puts it
the
more
overlay
favorably
said
towards-
2 and 2 for me.
Sorry, I'm looking at Azura's. That's why.
Yeah,
You have
okay. I was
I'm
like,
looking
wait.
at the wrong thing. That's me.
I
But yes, you could spend 2 and then try and
But I also
re-roll.
have to re-roll because I
Yeah.
am still inebriated. So I'm
Yes,
not going to.
So you would have to double re-roll to do that to try and get a 3rd
Yeah.
success to avoid this.
Yeah. So
Oh,
it's
well.
just not in the it's not in it.
Okay, then basically
dear.
you all watch as Weia's face is entirely covered over in ice, and it looks as though your movement is like slowed significantly.
So wait, what? So I can write it on my sheet. What happens now when I take an action?
You will have to automatically spend 2 from the pool just to take an action.
Okay.
So that is its first action. Its second
Damn.
one.
Oh, I forget it has 3 actions.
It has
Oh,
3.
damn. The consequences of our actions for going out
Frost
inebriated.
tethers. You watch as those tethers that it created, the slime ice tethers, are going to try and reach out to both Adestia and Wea. If you
You would
take these,
need
you are
it.
going to gain 3 scatter. It will take 3 from your pool to avoid this.
How many in the pool we have? We still have
You have
6.
6.
We have
Okay.
6, yeah.
You have
Okay.
6. So you could ignore this, or you could take the scatter.
I can take the scatter.
So can I. I just
Okay. You can take
deleted
the
all
scatter.
mine
It won't.
from my key.
Okay. So you're taking this?
Yep.
All right. It's
And this
last
does-
action. So this is 3 scatter.
Hold on, can I clarify something?
Yes.
This does not count as a hit, right?
No, this is not a hit.
Okay.
Scatter is different from hits.
Yes, I just have to make sure.
It is now going to use an ability called Glacial Binding, which it can only use on targets bound by a frost tether.
Oh.
This is fun.
Oh dear. It's a good monster.
All right, let's go. You and me.
I've been
All
trying
right.
to design these to some of these abilities it can only do if it hits with one. That way it gives you more tactical like chances to be like, we'll deal with this bullshit. Oh shit. Okay. We
Alright, what's
won't
the-
deal with that bullshit. So
Yeah.
this is Glacial Binding. Only 2 of you can be affected by this because you took the frost tethers.
Yep.
If you let this go, both of you, it will take 2 more for your actions to succeed.
Okay.
Damn.
So we need 11 to
Bad.
succeed.
So you would need 11 if you try and destroy this thing to succeed. To prevent this, it costs 5.
Shit.
This is a nasty creature,
Yeah.
but you've prevented some of its worst things so far. This would drop most of your pool down.
We can always build it back up.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
always a valid action to do that.
I do have an idea for the next turn. But I do
Okay.
have to. We would have to have. I have to
Well,
use 2 to do
to
anything.
even take an action, yeah.
Although, I mean, if you, yeah, that's fair.
Okay,
It would mean if someone else took their turn and built the pool, then
I
Wea
could go
could
before
take the
you, and then
second
you could take
turn,
it. Yeah.
and then the third person could get the bonus die. You would still be able to work
Yeah,
towards
that's
that.
what I'm
But either
thinking.
way, you're gonna have to deal with some kind of negative consequence here.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you and I need an answer. Are you dropping the successes in the pool? Or no?
Okay, should, because 11's a lot.
I think you should. Yeah.
Like 11, we would be spending them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should spend them.
Okay. Is that the consensus? You're gonna spend
Yep.
the 5 to prevent this.
Yes.
I think you should.
Okay. That is
Then we
the
have
end
1
of
in the pool.
You have
Yes.
1 in the pool. That is now the encased turn.
Okay.
It is thrashing about. You can tell with being lit up, it does not like the small flames that are being conjured. This thing is causing a mess, and you all are starting to draw some attention to you. It looks as though there are some people who are wanting to get close and other people who are staying the fuck away from this thing.
Good. There's sensible people. Yeah. Well, I'm happy to build the pool up again.
Okay.
Okay.
Look, can I? Are Wei and I still tethered to it?
You are no longer tethered to it. It only lasts for that.
Like a turn. Okay.
The tethers are to do an immediate effect and
Okay.
to leave you vulnerable to glacial binding. It otherwise can't use that ability. It has to hit you first with tethers.
Okay.
So if you had said no to the tethers, it couldn't have done that ability.
Yeah.
Yeah. So noted, we
I
can
just
say no
didn't
to the
know.
tethers going forward. Yeah.
Okay. Can I also do a quick scatter check on everybody?
3.
Yes. I
5.
have, oh geez, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
6 you
Don't worry, I'm good
free.
though. 6 out of 10. We're fine.
You're good.
We're so good.
Yeah, I'm just checking because, if we're doing, for coordinated momentum, it's like I have an ability that could clear scatter off other people, so it would be best if I did that first.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
And we would
Um,
still be that could still count as and toward that.
Yeah.
That's true. That would be no. Well, I would have to spend a full action doing it, so I could not build toward an advantage pool because I would have to. This would take my entire action, so I
Yeah.
would be clearing scatter instead of contributing to the pool.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm assuming this is minor miracle.
yes, minor miracle.
Yep. It's very powerful, but it requires all of Adestia's action.
Yes.
I mean, I also am fine because like I'm not going to be like taking scatter unless I choose to do it in my on my turn, and then
Exactly,
like
yeah.
I'm actually going to be doing. I'm going to be trying to build the advantage pool instead. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing has its entire like focus on me right now.
Yep.
So
Yeah. I was more worried about it. Wait, all right.
it's only 3.
So yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try and build the advantage pool. So I would like to I think I would like to I mean I've got tinkering as a skill. Can I combine that with daring to try and like get up close to it and just like see if I can destabilize it a bit?
Okay.
Remember,
Yeah,
it's
it's just
slippery.
like yeah, just like yeah, it's a little slippery. But if I can just, I want to do the equivalent of like like kind of just like press a weak point and then the whole thing kind of falls apart. Like I think like visually speaking, I don't think that like I'm that powerful, but I think it would be funny. Like
All of a sudden, you
Boink.
have the Nintendo boss effect where there's suddenly a really big eye on a hand that pops out of this ice sculpture. Maybe you should hit it and
maybe I should
disable
hit
it.
that. Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of
I'm
what
gonna allow
that's
it
kind of what I'm
because it's
thinking.
funny.
Right,
Go.
right. I just think it's funny.
Look. Some rule of funny is much better than rule of
Yeah.
cool.
And if I exactly, and so if I can I combine that with also the key of ambition because it's a
Yes,
big brain
because
plan.
if this
Big brain.
doesn't work or goes off very poorly,
It could go really badly.
badly.
Yes.
Yes. So
Yeah,
let's
okay.
see what you can do with this
So
calculator.
I'm yeah, so I mean I'm rolling 7 dice. The odds are, decent.
Kind.
Yeah. We're rolling garbage. Roll better than
Okay.
me.
That is pretty good. However, I will need to re-roll that one success, and so that went from a 6 to a 5, so I'm pretty happy about that. So that
Nice.
is 3 5s and 2 1s. What's the edge success? Because I'd like to put these in the pool.
Oh, it's not going to focus on Wea anymore. It's just going to try and hit you.
Okay, fair enough. Sure,
Okay.
sure. If you're happy to do
How
that.
many edge successes was that?
2, so total of 5.
So that would be you. The pool will be back up to
Pool
6
goes
if
back
you're
up to
taking-
6. Yep,
Yep,
happy
pool
to
is back
take
up to
it.
6.
Yay! So yeah, I just kind of like I carefully, I'm good at this. I'm like a rogue. I like nimbly like slide across the ice and just go,
Yeah.
poke it.
Cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I would like to go. So because I'm gonna just say like take 2 off.
Yeah. How
of
long does that
ours.
effect last? Does that last like the rest of the combat,
Oh,
or
it
does that?
focusing on you?
No,
Especially
My
the
thing.
knocking off the 2, taking.
The
it's
automatic
only
2
the
from
next
the
round.
pool.
It's only the
Okay,
next
yeah,
round.
that's fine then. Yeah.
So basically, this round you will have to spend 2 from the pool just to do something.
Yeah,
Okay,
and so that's
but
what
next
I'm gonna
round
do.
is fine then. Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna do something now.
Okay.
Sweet.
So I'd like to use
The
the
laugh was very cute.
I would like to use the transform assist ability, and I would like to
Ooh.
change rewrite a natural detail about the scene, and I would like to make tonight very hot and humid.
Everybody
Especially just in this
Reinhold
area.
dislike that.
Yeah, everyone in Reinhold is so mad. You're messing with the ecosystem of this place. Don't do this. Fuck.
I just had ice on my face, okay?
Yeah.
I need to
don't
warm
wanna
up.
hear it.
I need to warm up, okay?
Yeah.
So, okay, so this effect, does this cost scatter or blur to do this?
Blur. So I'm
Blur,
using
okay.
2 blur for this.
Does it state that it takes your action to do this?
It does not.
Okay, then it's just an ability you're using with blur
So then
Right.
you don't actually have to spend the 2 things then, the 2 successes.
for this part of it. For this
Okay.
part of Wave's
Yeah.
turn. If Wave
Yeah.
did want to do also build the pool as well,
Yeah.
here's what I'm going to do with that effect in play. There's no real explicit rules about this, but what I'm going to say is all of the costs for this creature's actions to prevent them will drop by 1.
Nice.
So it would cost like 1 less.
Yes.
Something from our ally pool to like stop
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yes.
Great.
So, for example, Glacial Binding,
It's
which
melting.
would have taken 5, will take only 4.
Nice.
This thing is not in an environment that it wants to be in, so it makes sense to me that it's easier to deal with it.
Yeah. Okay. So then because because the focus has changed, you're going to use the miracle for your full action.
Oh, I think you should hit it, actually.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to see if you were going to be down to also hitting it with me.
Yeah, I was just gonna hit it at this point because
4 auto successes is a big deal for a Destia.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have to spend more blur to do that. It's actually not clear how long that lasts. I'm just going to assume it lasts 1 round, so I gotta spend 2 more to do it again.
Yeah.
To be
Okay.
fair to you.
So because I changed the terrain, do any of the terrain notes change?
No, you are still technically in an urban environment.
Great. Awesome.
Because you're in a city. You cannot
Yep.
get around that aspect of it.
All of a sudden, Rhymehold is full of trees.
Okay. I'd like to use a spell. So
Alrighty.
if you could roll to see which terrain note I need to use.
The terrain note you have to use will be 3 illuminated.
Ooh, okay.
Which
That's what I
isn't
wanted.
bad
That's
for
the same one that I
volcanic
got,
tractor,
yeah.
actually.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually not looking at it. I'm like, I'm not liking this.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
agree with this.
So for this, I'd like to use my own spell note, erupting.
Nice.
Eliminated erupting. To basically just really heat up the area with eruptions of heat.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is going to severely help you along. This is going to dramatically help you along your problem.
Yes, 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 yes.
I would say a large step towards a large problem. That is going to take 5 scatter to do that.
Okay.
So what that would result in is you have 2 in the pool. You have 6 in the pool, correct?
Yes.
With my last
Because
count,
I,
so it will
yeah,
take-
because I raised a bunch.
So it will take 2 to even take this action. So you're down
Yep.
to 4 in the pool.
Yep.
And then if you want to land this, we'll take 4, those last 4 in the pool to do this.
I would like to use my last 2 auto crits and then only 2 from the pool.
Okay. That'll do it. That is
Okay.
another advance towards destroy. That is 4, 5. As you're using this, all of its joints are beginning to fall apart. It no longer, the central sculpture has no actual connection to the rest of the slime anymore. The sculpture itself all of the bodies in it are flailing and trying to get away now. It just wants to run. Adestia.
I'm gonna have to simply attack it. Can I try to how can it's looking to run, right?
It wants to get away now.
It wants to get away.
It has no actual real attack mechanism anymore outside of directly interacting with things, which is not what it wants to do. Like
Um,
all of the bodies frozen together look like they're all trying to crawl away now.
um, this little like whatever the main portion is this little slime thing, right? Can I try and direct Ransor to try and pin it to the ground with a little like jump maneuver?
I would say yes.
Um, this is not going to be a great roll for me because this is a daring roll with riding. It's funny I keep using daring. It's not even my best.
Take a listen,
Um,
folks. This is her not doing her best.
you would think daring would be my best bit, but it's not. Um, and I don't have any good keys for this. So I will just roll. That's 5, and then that's 1 dice from coordinated. Okay.
Yes.
I just want to make sure I'm doing this math correctly. Do I trust these guys? Sure.
Please no, Gina. Do not lose another dice.
6 on the floor.
I'll take it.
As
All right.
yes.
That is a 6, a 5, 5, and a 6 on the floor.
So how many total
And the other's a
successes
3
is
and a.
that?
That's 4. There's a 3 and a 4, and I don't want those. So it's 4.
And then we have 2 in the ally pool.
Then we have 2 in the ally pool. 5, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You
I would
need
not be
3
able
more.
to. I would need 3 more, which I can't
You would
get
have
from
to spend.
anywhere.
You would have to spend 2 of your auto crits and then try and re-roll until you get a success.
Yeah, basically,
Are you gonna
which
do
is
it?
not possible. You know what? I'm gonna do 1 reroll just to see
Then you
what
can
happens.
take the rest out of the pool if you want.
Yeah,
Possibly.
roll it.
A reroll is rerolling all of them, right? Or
It's
just one
one.
of them? Nope, it's a 2.
If you take it from the pool and from your auto crits, and you do another
Only 8.
reroll, you could potentially because you have what is it? You have 4 automatically.
Here's the thing.
You have
Here's the thing. The coordinated does not indicate that I have to succeed.
That's true.
So if I just fail, it just gives everybody an extra dice.
Yes.
All right, I'll just fail it.
And then
But
not
I-
take anything from the ally pool.
Nope.
Yep.
Okay.
But I am
So
now
you're-
standing on top of it.
Yes, which means now it wants to hit you and Keladrinus.
Ah.
But as we are approaching the end of our session time, Gina used 1 reroll.
Yes, only 1.
You watch as an individual comes running into the fray,
Uh-oh.
and Keladrinus, as this individual comes running into the fray, you feel your connection to your body strengthen as
Okay.
4 scatter is removed from you.
Oh, nice.
As a minor miracle is performed, as you see an individual bearing a staff come running into the fray, and it is an individual whose face, while the hair is mildly different and the skin is a bit darker toned, you've seen this face before in your
Who is it?
vision of the war back then.
Oh,
It looks exactly like Celis.
damn.
And that is where we're going to end the session today.
Okay.
Come on.
Holy shit. Celis is supposed to be dead.
Well, it's a good
A
thing we
fa-
didn't say
yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
So
A face. There, she's supposed to be dead.
So, with that being the case, everybody, thank you for being here. We're going to very quickly go around because I want to respect people's time to just say who you are, one thing we can find you in, and just plug socials and all that. So, I will do mine very quickly. Hello there, folks. I'm Angela Mogrovejo Bosch. I use she, they pronouns, and I have been your conductor this evening. You can find me on Thursdays over at Valdrian's channel doing a Girl by Moonlight series called Daughters of Io, where we just I just helped piss off one of our mission commanders in a really dramatic and public way. She's not happy with me. On a scale of 1 to Asura from Asura's wrath, she's definitely approaching Asura. So that's where I'm at. That's me going around Sebastian.
Yeah, hello, I've been Sebastian. I use they, them pronouns. I've been playing Kildrenith, the beckoning infiltrator who also uses they, them pronouns. As always, you can find me on Roads Uncharted, which has new episodes dropping every single Friday evening. And it's a Genesis actual play podcast. It's really, really fun. Please check it out. Thank you.
Next up, Gena.
Hi, I'm Gena. I've been playing Adestia. You can find me at locations, the schedules of which are in flux, unfortunately. I guess you can find out about that on my Blue Sky at genathan.bluesky. I don't remember how Blue Sky URLs work.
bsky.social.
Oh, yes.
There you go. Next up, Mirm.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mirm. I use she, they pronouns, and I've been playing Wea, our volcanic trash tracker, who uses they, them pronouns. And you can find, I got a lot of stuff going on in the next week. So if you follow me at my Blue Sky Mirm with 3 R's, Mirrrm, wsky.social, I will be posting a schedule very soon of everything that I'm doing. But on Wednesday, you can find me on Dax's channel, raising money for the Lupus Foundation, where I'm playing a clone trooper named Bell. He's a bro. I love being a frat bro. I love being strong.
As always, Mirm plays characters we all fall for because Mirm is a joy to be around. And with that, I'm going to pass it on over to our producer, Mare, to sign us off.
Hello, it's me. For this week over on the Sword and Key, tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Pacific, we have episode 50 of our video game series Gate Night. They've been doing this for a hot minute, so go check them out. On Wednesdays, our application for the Magnus Archives casting call is going to be closing at 9 p.m.-ish Pacific, or whenever I wake up in the morning, so you'll get a couple extra hours before it's closed. I'll be running a couple episodes of the Magnus Archives in August, where we will be raising money for Doctors Without Borders. On Sunday, we have episode 2 of Blood on the Lens, which is like a horror game, and all I know is it's also kind of based on Sanctuary Moon, if you've ever read the Murderbot Diaries. Yeah, so that's what we got. And that's it. We have a very light week this week, so we will see everyone next week. In the meantime, we're gonna go raid Neon Lights Roleplay, so everybody go give them some love, and we'll see you next week. Bye!